Yo guys, this is Reinhardt. So today we're gonna do some comps, which I think is gonna be one of the tier 1 comps for Unholy DK, which is DK, Demon Hunter, basically healer. And the reason why, and the Holy Poly actually works great here, because he does bring some good damage as well, and freedom for DK, or Demon Hunter, actually Demon Hunter mostly. So the thing is about this comp is Demon Hunter is just like Warrior, does so much damage, but a control from Demon Hunter is absolutely unbelievable. It's unreal. And the comp does really good against the melee cleaves. So the Feral opens up on me and I'm putting my dots on them, putting my dots on Vinruki, and I'm gonna go on the Feral right now. I'm gonna pop some of my bursts, get the fast ring wounds going, and pop Apocalypse. So the thing about this comp that is awesome is that you can also switch to a healer as well as you trading the DPS. So both the targets are pretty viable. When you are playing, like, say, I don't know, when you're playing TSG, when you're playing Walking Dead, most of the time you're gonna try to kill a healer. This one can kill a healer or can kill a DPS. In this case, we're actually gonna be killing a healer as well. And range interrupt for both Demon Hunter and DK is actually pretty strong. Gripping the healer back. And by the way, we're fighting against a Vinruki here, so this is a really good team. I'm stacking those necrotics and we're legitimately rotting the three of them together. And it's actually mostly was my Demon Hunter's burst and some of my necros, because the way how necros work with the Spirit Link totem. So basically, at the moment we're just cleaning things up, and I want to show you guys the damage. Like, I think Unholy DK is still kind of underpowered, and the reason why I'm saying that is because we don't really do as much damage as other melees in the game. So out here we won, by the way, and if you look at the damage done, both like Feral's damage is mostly single target damage, and yet it did more damage than Unholy DK, which is supposed to be a king of damage because we don't have nearly as much control as Feral's or mobility. And our damage is bloated, spread out damage instead of just a concentrated damage on one target that Feral brings. And I'm gonna be doing some rants about that too, by the way. In this game we're gonna be focusing Druid, Demon Hunter, and Monk, which is also definitely relatively good comp. And Monk's AOECC actually is doing really good against the melee cleaves, especially by Demon Hunter. And Monk's actually counter decays pretty well, because if we pop army, both Demon Hunter and both Monk can either AoE them, and Demon Hunter actually heals from the army more than it does damage. Gripping the healer right over there into the mini stun, into applying some dots on him. He's gonna try to kite, and we're gonna be swapping to DPS here as well. Here we're actually gonna coordinate a really good kill on their enemy DPS as well. Now, when the Demon Hunter goes into meta form, he actually has a decent amount of self-healing that can sustain him for a good amount of times, and coupled with the Druid Huts here as well. So right here, basically, by the way, this is not my full capability of my skills, because I don't use any arena macros or any focus macros. I'm sorry guys, I'm just too lazy to make them. So out here, I'm actually interrupted Resto Druid, and he's gonna try to cast a Cyclone in my face. So I'm AMSing and I'm copying the Cyclone, and I'm applying Cyclone back into him as well. After this, I am gonna swap to the Druid again, and I'm gonna stun him. So, and after the stun, here comes another interrupt, and that's basically there you go, there's another interrupt. So this is basically, let's think about it, 2 interrupts, 8 seconds CC, plus the stun, 13, plus the clone for 6 seconds, so it's like 19 seconds of uninterruptible CC, and then after that, my Demon Hunter followed up with the SAP as well. And the cool thing about the SAP is I don't think it actually breaks on that damage, at least not that I've noticed. So they're kind of falling behind here on healing. The three of them are relatively low, and I'm going to be trading Druid, because the thing is, split damage definitely works against this comp, because in that case, they don't really, like, think about it this way. Monk does a lot of AoE CC, a lot of AoE damage via his Fist of Fury and all that shit, right? Demon Hunter does a lot of AoE and a lot of CC as well. So if we're splitting damage, then they're technically not AoE CCing the crap out of us via their AoE stuns. And here actually my damage was relatively decent. So, but overall, my experience with Unholy damage is I think they need to revert some of those nerfs back. The reason why they nerfed our damage so much is because we had Pandemic, which is probably was the most retarded ability ever created. It's really toxic ability, and when they nerfed the Pandemic, they nerfed not only Pandemic, they nerfed the dot damage, they nerfed the mastery, but they're not bringing any of that back since the Pandemic got like 60% of its damage reduced, basically. So in my opinion, if they should just bring back some of our mastery stats, like our dot stick for 11k, which is full artifact weapon, which is not much. But if they would actually bring some of the mastery, some of the dots back, it will actually bring back that cleave opportunity, because you see the dot sticks, right? 7k, 8k. Here I'm actually getting almost global, and I pot my corpse shield, trying to survive against a feral, and trying to do a couple death strikes into his anus to heal myself. So the spread damage, you see 11,000 ticks, 14,000 tick rate. Like, what is this dot damage? So, which I kind of believe they did the right thing by nerfing Pandemic, but I just think they over-nerfed, besides the Pandemic, our mastery and our dots as well. And like I said, Rent is going to be coming in here. So overall here, basically you're triggering his cap stun, stunning the feral, and again, the split push here works really well. Demon Hunter does a lot of damage, Unholy does really decent amount of damage. Both classes that can AoE the shit out of the enemy targets and actually can do a lot of single target damage. But if you look at the DPS, look at this. The Fire Mage with all his CC and the Ferals did more damage than Decay. And in that case, if they do more damage than Decays, then I think Decays need more mobility, more CC. Or we need to get our damage sum back. So here we're against the RMP, and this is just kind of a funny thing, because the poor Disc Priest will probably reroll out here. So we're just going on a Disc Priest again, and I'm popping my Blooded Rune weapon that gives me a lot of stacks. I'm gonna apply a lot of damage out here, popping Apocalypse on the Priest, and Demon Hunter goes ham, and the Priest just dies within the first, I would say, about 30 seconds of the match. So the burst potential of this comp is absolutely amazing, but the sustained damage is also not bad either. Unholy does decent damage with Apocalypse and the army up, but sustained damage, that damage needs to be buffed. Thank you guys for watching, I love you all, and до свидания.